Hey, it's Sandra. So lovely to see you. How are you doing? It's ages since I posted a live video. I'm at the quayside, so yeah, let's show you around. So look, it's really cool. There's tons of people like out here. Can you see them all? There's like stack loads of people. And so it's really nice. Look at the beautiful scenery. It is so awesome. It's just like, there's a pub over the other side which some people sit out on. We've been to some asexual meetups and sat outside there. Can you see? It's a really nice place to be. And yeah, I live 5 minutes from this beautiful, gorgeous place. So it's so cool. So it's really lovely to see you. I've been off here quite a bit because I've been working loads, and then I was like, boom, got poorly again. Had to excuse my hair. It's in a nice bush today. I kind of decided to have a shower in the middle of the night, and yeah, my hair's a bit stuck up now from where I just like fell asleep. So yeah, it's really lovely to see you. Self-rehabilitation is so important. So what's happened is, you know, I got an infection. I took the antibiotics. I finished that. Really needed that. I think they stopped the problem I had, but I have two other problems. One apparently is ringworm on my arm, which is what this little thing is here. This weird patch, if you can see it. And I've got some inflammation somewhere else. And basically, I got 2 creams for that. But yesterday I got a rash up my neck and it's really itchy, so I've had to stop the creams now. Anyway, because I've been like indoors more due to the lockdown and because I've been working hard, like my back's really playing up, and because I've been lied down more, because I was in a lot of pelvic pain, like my back's been playing up. So I need to get mobile now, I need to get fitter, get my body back into a much better peak state. So, I mean, to be fair to me, I do kind of like pull a shopping trolley up a flight of stairs every time. Like last time was like 15 litres of liquid, plus the rest of the stuff. So it's not like I'm doing no exercise, because I go shopping like 3 times a week at least. So yeah, and I lift a lot of heavy stuff with my shopping trolley. But my back's been really playing up. Actually, I did the Tony Robbins challenge. Everything was really good, apart from the exercise. We had to do these back ones. Now, because I got fibromyalgia, I've seen a physiotherapist, I've seen several, and I have an exercise routine every morning, and I do exercises for my back based on all the actual advice I've been given by different physiotherapists for my specific condition. And I can't do Pilates exercises, can't do yoga exercises like the normal ones. Well, I couldn't do years ago anyway. That's how they found out I had fibro, because it's like, well, you should be able to do simple exercises like this, and it's like, well, I really can't. It gives me loads of pain. So I can't do like normal exercise, but I have this whole exercise routine, and it usually goes really well. It usually strengthens my back. But ever since I've done like the Tony exercises, the guy that's a specialist, he's really good, but I just don't think those exercises suit my body. They kind of trigger old things. But I do exercise usually for my body, so it's great. So I've just got to get back into doing those. I have been doing some, but not as much, because I've been in a lot of pelvic pain. And one of the exercises to do is for the pelvis, but if you put an extra strain on a pelvis, it's already straining, it's not very good. So yeah, so I haven't literally done a live stream for nearly a week because I was in so much pain. But now I don't have the pelvic pain like I did before, so that's really good. I was in a lot of pain on Friday, the last day of my antibiotics at night, so that was like really not too good. But now I'm doing really well again. But I realise I've got constant back, like when I do my exercises normally, it feels like my plates are moving in my back. So I spoke to the doctor, and they're like, oh yeah, you need to get more mobile, because a lot of people have been not so mobile, you know, not so much moving anyway because of lockdown. So that's what I'm doing now. So I just think walking is really good for health anyway, something I should do more of. So, and the quayside is so beautiful, you know, and I can social distance still pretty much from people. I know my way around here really well because it's near where I live, like 5 minutes walk from where I live. And if there's one thing the lockdown's taught me, it's taught me loads of stuff, as always. I'm always learning life lessons, I love it. It's that I made a really good decision years ago where I chose to live. Because I live near supermarkets. Like my supermarkets are diagonally opposite where I live. I mean, I just watched a YouTube ad for property yesterday, And it was all about, you know, like people are looking for different types of properties now. They're looking for homes with gardens in case the lockdown happens again, you know. They want gardens, and they want to live near supermarkets because they don't want to be travelling on public transport. So, you know, people are looking for different things now. The world is changing, not necessarily for the worst. You know, there's lots of good things that are happening as well. More people are connected, more families are coming together than ever before. I mean, if you look at all these, all the seagulls as well, they look like little people, don't they? But just all these families, I never saw all these families out so much. You know, people have come together. They're realising the benefit and beauty of being connected to their own loved ones. You know, people are getting closer because they're appreciating each other more, and they're having to like find ways of obviously like working together more since they're spending more time together. Obviously there's the cases that aren't so good, like domestic violence has gone up, you know, for abusive relationships, so that isn't so good. Wherever there's light, there's dark, unfortunately, and I hope those people get the help they need, you know, by getting some support. But, you know, if we look at the good things, because people tend to focus on the negative, there's loads more families together now. Look at these people out with their kids and their dogs. I think there's more people that are disabled now, thinking, my God, I need to get out. You know, there's a woman across there with, I don't know if you've seen, with a wheelchair. You know, people riding on their bikes together. You know, some of this is really, really good. You know, it's making me feel even more grateful, the fact I live near here and that I can go walking, you know. So I think it's really, really healthy to get out. My skin as well has been so good. It's because I haven't taken my ingredients till last night that I've been taking since 2014. My bad if you saw my post about that. Tell myself off, but you know, I tried 1 week. I didn't try, I just didn't eat it for a week because I was eating other stuff. I thought, oh yeah, you know, like you think sometimes you get a bit like, oh, I don't need this, I seem to be doing fine, and then boom, and I've done that with other things as well. So I must make sure I take my own advice in my books, because it's bloody good advice, you know. And I think that's another thing that that you're often taught as well, is, you know, you're taught to like listen to other people, get advice from other people, but sometimes you just have to trust yourself, you know. So part of like self-rehabilitation is the body, mind and soul. So the body, as in the sense you need to get out, exercise. You know, if you've got pains, you need to sort it out. You need to get your own exercise regime. Now, I do exercises every day, usually. I haven't lately, you know, but I'm getting some exercise today. Because there's certain times, you know, if you're in horrendous pain in a certain area of body, you kind of got to give it a rest and then start exercising again, otherwise it starts playing up even more. So you've got to get a balance, which is sometimes hard to get. But, you know, I have a whole routine for my back, my legs, my hips, my thighs, my stomach. And the secret ingredients I use, if you've read my fibre book, you know, that just helps with all the pain. It makes me much more flexible. And I had some last night. So my legs today are feeling really good, you know, really good. They're very easy to walk with, because I noticed when I was doing some exercises, my legs are starting to hurt, and I'm really flexible usually. So I'm like, uh-oh, and my skin's kind of been like really dry, and I think that's because I haven't been getting enough sun, and I haven't been taking my ingredients, because I looked and checked the list of what other things you can do if you're not going out, and it's like, oh, you need to eat the thing that you've been eating since 2014 that all of a sudden you just stopped and didn't quite think about it, because it's just like you weren't being conscious enough. So it's really good to stay being conscious, stay doing what actually works for you, trust your own judgment, trust your own instincts. Something with me that's, you know, personal to me that I find, you know, that's sometimes difficult is to trust my own judgment. But I'm getting better and better and better with that, you know? Better and better and better with that. So it's really important to know that, you know, to trust yourself. So when you're rehabilitating yourself, you know, body, exercise, really, really, really important. Do exercise that works for you. Push yourself out of your comfort zone to do a little bit more. Some things are a little bit uncomfortable, and see how they go. Obviously, if they're causing you horrendous pain and it's stopping you from doing other exercises, it's not going to be too good, and you need to cut it and find another way and do something different. And then mind, right? Mind is getting more healthy, de-stressing, lowering your anxiety. So because I was doing so much work, I had so much going on, I had so many things on my plate, you know, I just got very overwhelmed and anxious and worried about things. And when you're not, feel something's not right anyway and you're not very well, it can cause you more anxiety. So it's best to de-stress and reduce your anxiety, which could be going for a walk, or in my case, usually it's watching superhero movies. I find they're really motivational, and also dance movies. They're really elevating, uplifting, you know. I mean, the Spider-Man film the other day, Spider-Man Far From Home. Yeah, I watched Spider-Man Homecoming, but Far From Home is all about the fact that he thought he wasn't ready to have Tony's glasses. He thought he wasn't worthy of them. He thought he'd give them to someone else that he put his trust in, and realised that he's the one that's meant to have them anyway, that all the answers are within himself. And I think as human beings, we have a tendency, because we're brought up by our parents or peers, teachers, we have a tendency to think that other people are right, that other people that are older us, or other people with experience, or even other people that maybe don't even have as much experience as us. You know, we tend to look up to other people, and other people tend to give us advice all the time. If we're not told to trust our instincts, if we're not taught to actually trust ourselves, then that becomes very difficult in adult life. So we kind of have to keep practicing self-awareness, and also keep practicing self-love. I do love myself, but obviously trust is part of self-love. So I think I do trust myself a lot, actually, a very lot, you know. But I get people coming to me all the time giving me advice, and I'm thinking, yeah, I kind of already know this. I don't know everything, right? I admit I don't know everything. There's still loads of stuff I need to learn, and I keep learning. But I go to people who I know that I need to learn from that specific thing. Do you know what I mean? And it's kind of like, I feel like sometimes I'm doing myself injustice by not actually spreading as much knowledge to as many people as I need. So that's something I need to work on as well. And then soul, you know, you've got to make sure you're reconnected to your soul. Now, how I do that a lot is self-dating, and I haven't been able to self-date so much lately, you know. Because when I go out on self-date, I like to go to the cinema, out for a meal. Obviously, I haven't been able to do that. But I think obviously going for a walk by yourself and having some fun is obviously good. Chilling out at home with some movies is like spending time with you. My soul's very playful, my soul's very childlike. It needs actually to have fun, good things in its life all the time. If it doesn't, it just gets too much. And you know, there's a lot of entrepreneurs that believe, oh, don't do any play, you know, just do everything work all the time. Well, that doesn't really work for me. It works for a while, and then it's just like burnout. So, you know, it actually works if I have some playtime. If I do a pattern interrupt with myself and go and watch a movie, go and do some dancing, go for a walk, go even to do some food shopping. You know, pattern interrupting your own state is very important to switch your state to a better one and a more happy one. You know, my anxiety has really decreased since I've been having some chill out time. I think I needed like a week off, to be honest, from working. I have done some work, obviously, but it's been a lot more minimal, and I haven't put pressure on myself to like finish a certain thing by a certain time. And sometimes that's more effective, you know, if you're not pressurising yourself. Sometimes it can be a good thing, because it can be like, oh, well, you get it done without the pressure. It's more relaxing, and you've learnt more because you've taken more on board, because your brain's in a more receptive mode. So I think, you know, on our entrepreneurial journey, it's not always easy, especially when loads of people are like giving you all different advice. You know, they say partying's wrong, you know, because while you're out partying, you could be working hard, grinding, and they're wasting their life away. Well, sometimes, I mean, obviously that's true in some cases, but with people, some people, and me, for example, I need to go out clubbing, for example, like once a month I usually go clubbing. It's really good for my body, it's really good for my morale and soul. I'm around young people who, you know, really, really vibe with, and everyone's on the same hymn sheet, and the connection you get there from strangers is amazing, you know. If we're talking about connection, you know, if you feel that you just vibe with these people and you're all singing from the same hymn sheet, and all you're there in that moment is just to experience the wonder and joy and the goodness, you know, that's great. I mean, I'm not really one for going to the gym. I used to years ago. But I'd rather exercise like at home, certain ones for my body. I can't overdo it with my arms anyway, but my arms are built like a brick shit house. They're quite big for a female. And, you know, it's important for me to go out dancing, because that's like my exercise, you know. It's like something that feels good, that elevates me, that I feel great doing, that really, you know, gets the heart racing in a good way. Something that I'm really interested in. You know, I used to do dance classes, so I've got a bronze, highly commended in freestyle disco dancing, you know. So dancing is part of my actual soul, just like being a kid is, being a teenager is, self-dating and all that. And so, you know, that's all we have to go back to our own core soul, you know. It's all very well listening to other people, but again, the more we listen to other people about what's right for us, is the less we can trust ourselves sometimes, because we're constantly looking for external sources to see what's right and what's wrong. So I think we have to pick what's right for us, you know. It's like I've been talking to some people recently, and they're like, oh, you know, you could get your YouTube channel, my Asexualise one, you could get the viewing figures up by doing X, Y, and Z, but I won't do something that's got nothing to do with asexuality, that I'm not interested in, that my viewers, like, you know, what the heck's this? I will do stuff that I do no sex movie reviews, and I will do some other stuff that's relative to what my viewers want, but I won't just do something for the sake of it, you know. You know, I think it's really good. You know, like for example, a while ago, someone suggested I talk about wigs on my channel. It's like, I'm not going to start talking about wigs because I don't wear one for a start, you know. I'm a true authentic person, and I don't do bollocks, you know. I don't talk rubbish just to get views. It's not what I'm about. I'm not about figures on their own. I'm about real people, real lives that I want to change and help, you know. It's really important. It's part of my soul, it's part of my mission, it's part of my life purpose, you know. I think it's hard to be authentic entrepreneur. I think there are a lot of people out there that are not so authentic, that are just kind of after the money, which is not good. But, you know, each to their own. If they've got a conscience that can deal with that, that's great. But, well, great for them, not so good for their people, is it? And their customers. But, you know, I have to have my life with authenticity. I've always been about that, even before I found out I was asexual, you know. I've always been about being quirky, being different, being honest and true to who I am and to the people I serve, you know. My books are like my own words. I've not got some person to write them for me. I love the art of writing. It's part of my soul, and that's another thing. When I'm not writing, that tears my soul apart as well. So I've got to make sure I'm doing writing. So my best advice to you, if you were like, you know, listening to this thing in your house is relevant to me, is that, you know, make a list of what feels good to you for your body, your mind and your soul. Make a list for yourself, and if you think something's not right, then start tuning into that and actually decide for yourself what differences you can make to your own life, you know, what things you can change. So if it's in terms of body, like what can you do? Maybe you want to start going swimming, or maybe you just want to start doing a bit more walking. You don't have to like go mad with it. You could just do 10 minutes a day or something around the block, you know. And or maybe you want to start dancing. You know, if it's your mind, you know, work out what's going to help you relax, which might not be the conventional stuff that helps everyone else relax, you know, because we can't all put ourselves into boxes, because the more we try and put ourselves into a box of what is a traditional like thing to do, the more we find we go against our own soul, which brings me to number 3, don't go against your own soul. You know, I do trust my intuition a lot, you know, and as long as I'm trusting my intuition, I'm fine, my soul's good. But if I stop trusting my intuition, or stop listening to my intuition, which is probably more the case, which is part of trusting it, isn't it, then things don't go good. So really listen to intuition, do what you think's right for you, even if people are telling you, oh, someone's great, but you see evidence to your own mind that they're not. You keep with your, you know, mind. Don't go with the crowd, because I see it time and time again that people just say something, it's like the loudest person wins. It's like ridiculous, because some people are just saying things that aren't true or that aren't fair or right, and everyone's listening to them without even thinking for themselves. So please think for yourself, please think with care and love, and think of compassion for people, you know. Everyone's valid as well, you know, no matter what sexual orientation, no matter what race, culture, religion, they're all valid. You know, there's good and bad people from all different walks of life, all different religions and cultures and colours and class, you know. It's all to do with individuals, not to do with a specific race or culture or look, you know. Everyone's valid and of their own right, whether they're a good person or a bad person. If they're a bad person, then just try and stay clear of them and hope for justice. Anyway, But, you know, there's lots of beautiful people in the world from all different religions, all different cultures, you know. So just bear that in mind, and everyone's valid no matter what sexual orientation they are, and no matter where they come from, you know. And I love you and leave you for now. Look, I'm going down this beautiful road, which I don't know where if I have, it was probably a very long time ago, so I don't really know where I'm going. But I've been streaming for a long time now, so I'm going to wish you a beautiful day, have a happy weekend, and lots of love to you, and see you soon. Take care and stay quirky, you.